Hey guys, welcome in. That is back. Right here, I'm not gonna talk. I'm just let my screen talk. And as you see, we are sitting top 15 to top 100 in the past 2 3 days. And as you see, our defense just insane. That's the only thing you can call just insane defense. And as you read in the title of the video, we are just mentioning how to trap like a pro. And as you see, we are beating the road traders successfully. We got 4 hits by road traders, not by random players, but by pro players, not pro players, sorry, top pushers. As you see, we have the Man United guy. This guy is a Vietnamese pusher. You can see him on the top of the leaderboard since Town Hall 15 or 14, depending on when you started looking at the leaderboard. But as I mentioned, he's always on the top of the leaderboard. And as you see, the another guy, F4 Mohsen, as well is an Iranian pusher since long time. Same for this guy, Indonesian pusher. For the Chinese guy who tripled my base, he was just lucky. If I had the time and show you the replay, it was a pure luck treble. Even if he did it again, he won't be able to triple the base. So we successfully beated the base. We focusing today on one topic, just how to beat draw traders. Some people are gonna say, I want to beat the fireball, I want to beat the dragons. I don't give a fuck, to be honest. Screw them, because if you look at the top 200, to 20 or 200 or 500 or even 1,000 player, if you're gonna check the state of them, you're gonna see 60% of them using the rotators with different style, but still the rotators. You're gonna check 20 using the fireball, 20 using the Yeti or dragon or whatever. I don't give a fuck about them. I just focus on the most used army, which is the road traders. If I could secure defense against the road traders, I cut 60% of the way, and I can get easily rank between top 10 or top 20, depending on how lucky I am and how perfect in my offense I'm gonna be. So I'm not gonna talk too much about this, but as you know, I have my base building server, which is .lobby. I post there daily my bases that I bullet or I tweak for my subscribers right there. You can check the description and join my server and read more about the subscription. And from time to time, I share some free bases for the community as well right there. And if you want to contact me, you can do from the general chat in the server. So in this topic today, as you know, I'm a pro builder and a pro player for in esport and in normal mode and in any mode. So I'm gonna just share some of my experience to the viewers to learn more about how to trap a base perfectly, how to predict the attacker, even you as attacker, if you learn about how to trap, you can predict the traps. So as attacker, you can predict every base trap because, as you know, for me, once I open a base, I can predict the traps. I can avoid them successfully, at least 90% of them. So this is gonna be a huge boost for you as a player, and as well if you can't bear the payment for the buy it subscription, you can just do trapping the best by yourself and aiming for the best result if you had the time for sure. So let's move. First, I'm cutting this video into 3 parts. This is the introduction part. I'm gonna do the another part, which is explaining the base and why I chose the base to trap it and how I trapped it and what I'm gonna trap. Like as I told you, I'm not gonna trap just for the RC. No, I'm gonna trap for the healers. I'm gonna trap for the army. And I'm gonna trap even for the heroes. And I make sure the attacker gonna fit into all of them, not just one or two or three of them. No, he's gonna fill into the whole traps that I said. At the end, we're gonna check every replay of this replays as you see right here, and check if the attacker filled into my bits or not. And when he filled into my bits, what happened to the head? And whatever came later, we can see. But just guys, I would just want to say, don't forget to subscribe to my channel because most of my viewers not subscribing to the channel. And post like and comment and share the video for your friends to help them to improve in the offense or the defense or whatever they are interested by. And thanks for the support, guys. And let's continue for the second part. Okay, guys, we're back again in the second part where we're gonna analyze and explain about everything about how to trap perfectly against road traders in this video. Of course, you see a huge fireball value, but we didn't give a fuck about the fireballs or any dragon's heads. We're just focusing only on the road traders because, as I mentioned before, 60% of the players using the roads, 20% using the dragons, other 20 using between the fireball and super yetis, and we don't care about them, to be honest. We care about the largest number here. So we are looking here at this base, and as you see, the first step you need to, before you try to beat a base, to find a base with limited entries for the RC charge. As you see right here, we have only two entries in this base for the RC charge. As you know, for the rotators, you have only 6 invisibility maximum for the RC, so it's impossible to clear this compartment. As you know as well, there is two scatters and the menu prints and this defense hitting the Fox and the RC without even you noticing, because they are so fast dealing a good damage on the Fox and on the RC, and you might lose the RC ability or even the RC if you wasn't have a quick reaction. And so we can make it harder by putting the Giga Bomb right here, so we can make the hit harder and let the attacker think twice before he decide to go from this compartment. And as you see, the other compartment, we have like two tiles between every defense, so this means we have a big placement for the Giga Bombs. So this might be trapped for the attacker, so the attacker gonna say, oh, this might be trapped, I don't want to go from there. And as well, even if he risk it and go from this side, he can't get the value he want. Like maximum he can get sputter, he can get the scatter in this multi, that's the maximum value he can get. So if he take this compartment with the RC, he won't have the best. Like the only option for him is starting the army from this compartment and facing the Rich Tower, the Poison, the CC, and two Sputters, and the Scatter, and the Heroes. So that's not ideal for the Road Trader player. The first and most important thing for the Road Trader player is having a good base for his army. So, and the second option, if you take the Sputter down, is pushing the army through the Scatter. And as I told you earlier, the most dangerous defense against any ground army is the Crusher. So you don't want to deal in the Crusher area, either taking the Crusher down earlier by the RC or leaving for the end of the hit. So we have limited entries right here. We can set X on this entry, X on this entry as well after setting the gigabomb, X in this entry, because this uh, one give you a good bash, one to give you a good value, and it's very risky. So the only two entries left for the rotator attacker to hit is from this compartment or this compartment, trying to take down the crusher and the mono and the gear, and having a very good bash by pushing the army into the 12 o'clock or 9 o'clock compartment, walking one line into the sputter, the town hall, and the core. So that's the perfect scenario for any rotator attacker. And as well, I made the compartments right here. One tile, x2 tile, not 2 by 2. So I made them 2 by 1. As you see right here, I didn't make the compartments very big like this to place a lot of giant bombs. No, I made them small to just place like 2 3 giant bomb and mix between, add like tornado and the spring trap and the small trap, small bomb. So the point, the attacker won't expect there is a traps right here, especially there is no scatters, no fire spatters, no big defense where normally people setting the traps around them. No, we just set just normal defense with low HP and low DPS, and we make small compartments. So the attacker gonna say, if there is no 2 3 gem bomb max, this won't affect my hit at all. But that's mostly wrong, because there is many reasons which make this bit strong. First of all, you have the crusher, you have the mono, you have the gear. Those three defense, including the minion prints and the scatters, does a very quick damage. You can't even notice. Like once you drop the RC, it doesn't matter how you are good with your invisibility timing, you're gonna get a shot from any one of them. And if you're gonna get a shot to any one of them beside the spring traps or the gem bomb, you might lose your RC ability, or you might even lose the RC. So that's very risky, and not even many people noticing this. But those three defense are very killer for the road trader, and hitting the RC without you even notice, especially with the town hall shot. Like if the RC reached this area, she might get a shot from the town hall as well. So this might kill your RC. So you need to avoid this. So right now we are focusing on making this success beat for the RC, as we limited the entries for only two entries from 9 o'clock and 12 o'clock. And most of the players mostly like to go from the crusher side to take it down, because as I told you, if you take the crusher down in the beginning of the hit, that's a free triple for the road riders, and that's the most worthy defense. And as you see here, you have the crusher, you have the moon, you have the gear, the best three and the most annoying defense for the road rider or any other hit as well. So any attacker will be happy to take them down earlier. So as you see here, we're gonna remove this wizard tower so we don't connect the building. Consider this my RC. If I set this wizard tower right here, the attacker can start dropping the RC into this wizard tower. Then the RC gonna go for this wizard tower. Then she gonna go immediately for the targeted defense that he want. And we don't want this. We're just gonna switch this wizard tower with a random building. Now we are forcing the attacker to go into one of the wizard towers, this or this. Or he can use two invisibility and go immediately to the side, but that's not gonna happen most likely because we are making the traps unpredictable. So he's just gonna go right here, comfortable, until he fell into the traps and get caught. So let's focus now on how to trap. We just let's review again the first steps. First of all, choosing a base where the RC entries are limited. You can't choose a base with four expected entries. Like before the update, you could only beat one entry for the RC. Like you set all the whole traps in one area just to beat the RC. But in new ranked mode, you are able now to beat two entries for the RC, but impossible to beat four entries for the RC as well for the army pass. So it's choosing the right base for the road traders is the most important than trapping the base, because the hardest part is finding a perfect base to beat. So if you find the perfect base to beat the RC entry, this like half of the way. So right now we found the base and we limited the entries. And right now we are gonna start beating the RC charge, and then we're gonna follow up to the next part, which is what is the next step after the RC charge, and we're gonna try to beat them one by one. So let's go on right now for the RC charge. First of all, I need to tell you where to put the tornado traps perfectly. The tornado traps mostly you have only to beat two compartments, but you're gonna set the tornado traps in the place you expect more the RC can came from. For me as a player, I prefer always to take down the crusher down, and I think most of the rotators player think as me, and I also use some of my subscribers in dot lobby to help me in test. And like if I used five of them, three of them or four gonna go for the crusher, and one gonna go for example for multi gear. Try to be smart, but we don't care about this one. We gonna care about the three or four that gonna go from the crusher. So I are mostly setting the tornado on the most expected entry for the RC, which is from the crusher side. So let's start as well. The RC, once he drop it to the wizard tower, she's gonna go to the archer tower, which means he gonna eat the first giant bomb, following up with second giant bomb, and maybe spring trap and one small bomb like this, and setting another giant bomb right here. Maybe remove this. Let's set another giant bomb because we don't have two tiles right here. We have 2x1. So this one we're gonna set the tornado, for example, right here. Okay, I guess right here. So we make sure the RC can take a shot from the crusher when she under the tornado timing. So let's set traps like this. I set traps like this for many reasons, because I'm sure that the tornado gonna help me to force the RC to eat the whole traps right here. So if the RC failed in the tornado, she gonna eat the all traps beside one shot from the crusher or even the mono. And if she reached the expo compartment, she gonna get a hit from the town hall. So the RC might die. So as you see right here, we full beated this side. So we're gonna move into the another side. We're gonna do actually the same that we did in this compartment. We're gonna do one spring traps, mixing between one small bomb like this. We're setting some of the bombs right here beside the gear and beside the crusher. Okay, the thing right here that I didn't set any traps right here because I expect the RC to walk into from this wizard tower into this archer tower and into this bomb, but you won't get into this area, so it's useless to set traps right here. Well, it's better to use them where the RC gonna go 100%, and this also came with the test. Like you can see the perfect walk for the RC while you are testing, so you set more accurate traps. But right now I'm setting the traps according the hit in my mind, and I already tested the space earlier, and I'm setting the traps according how I tested and how my subscribers tested the base. So the traps are perfectly placed. So if you look right here, we're setting some of the spring traps and some of the bombs right here, because we make sure like if the RC entered to the gear or the crusher, she can not take the mono. The spring traps gonna delay the hit, and same for the small bomb might kill the fox if the fox still survive it somehow. So that's the perfect trap area for me. And as you know, right now we're gonna follow up to the next step, like what after the RC, what came after the RC. After the RC, you're gonna check where is the most obvious entry for the army. For me, if I drop the RC and I take the whole compartment right here, I'm gonna have only two options. First option, pushing my army into the spatter, but that's almost impossible because the army might split. If you push the spatter, the army gonna split into this air defense, and some gonna go for this spatter, and you're gonna deal with the CC, with the far spatter, with the trapit area, and always, as you know, any attacker of the road rider using the road rider, he always trying to start his army from the low pressure area. Like you don't deal with the damage immediately. No, you go from the lowest pressure area, then starting dealing with the damage, so you can, at least if you fail, you get a high percent. So you can keep the army surviving maximum as you can, and delay your rodent ability as much as you can. So as you see right here, first we beat the RC. This means this option for the army base is not an option anymore. So the only option is using the army coming from this compartment, which is the weather tower and air defense and the expo compartment. And the gear is still gonna still survive. I think sometimes the mono gonna still survive as well, because if he failed into this beat, it's impossible to take the mono with 5 or 6 invisibility spells. So the mono gonna still survive. Even if he take down the mono and he loses RC ability, for example, and he took down the mono with the RC ability, it doesn't matter, the gear is still surviving. So in worst scenario, he's gonna start from this compartment, and in the best scenario, he's gonna start as well from this compartment. So as a smart player, I'm gonna start using one ice golem into this wizard tower, following up with 5 road riders, following up with 4 cocolon or 5 healers, depending on how smart the attacker. But on the top, the best players and the smartest using healers after the cocolons. Like no one drop the healers, no, most dropping the cocolons and the healers. So we're gonna just do a small trick, putting all the red mine farm right here, like this. Some people gonna say, okay, I like to start with my black mine farm, then dropping the red mine farm at the end of the hit, so the healer is gonna die. I take cocolons down with the black mine, and the red mine farm taking down the healers, and that's not a smart decision for multiple reasons. First reason for me, if you see the black mine farm, the attacker gonna notice that this area is full trapped for the healers, so he's gonna delay his warden ability till he reach the red mine farm area, and he's gonna use the warden ability and cover all the healers and make them survive successfully. Unlike if you surprise the attacker, like most of the people not gonna expect this at all, that you are predicted that entry that perfect. If you predict the RC and predicted the healer, no one gonna expect this. But if you did this, you're gonna surprise the attacker, and the attacker can have only two options. First option is using the warden ability to save the healers. And this option is not on the list at all, because if you use the warden ability right here, he has nothing else to save the army under the pressure area and the town hall area. So he probably gonna let the healers die, because anyways, if they didn't die from this farm, they gonna die from the black mine farms that we're gonna set it right now, and I'm explaining how the perfect way to use the black mine farm. So you give no options for the attacker right here except the fill on the space. So if the attacker was smart and used the cocolons, it's still okay, and the hero is still alive. It's totally okay. We just want to take down the cocolons or the healers, because if you take down the cocolons, this means the healers gonna stay without any tank or cocolon for them. So we're gonna start taking sniping them like hitman, taking each healer one by one. And I'm gonna tell you right now how to perfectly place the black mine. So let's start right here. If we set as we mentioned, we set the healers right here, and the healers died or the cocolons died, then the healers gonna move into this compartment. So we're gonna start sniping one by one. But the perfect place, some people placing the black mines like this, for example, like stupid way, like this, that's very wrong. The reason of this, if you set black mines close to each other like this, one cocolon can pull all of them, or one of the healers can get all of the black mines. Like 5 or 4 black mine can target only one healer instead of targeting 4 or 5. So the perfect way, and not many people know this, especially the casual people, which is checking the range of the black mine. If you check the range right here and checking the range of the second one, like the range end on the archer tower right here. So I'm probably gonna do this, for example, setting the another black mine outside of the first one range. So you see the first one range and right here. So we set the second one right here, and we set the third one right here outside of the second one range, and we do one as well right here outside of this black mines range, and we check this one range. We set another one right here outside of this one range. We check this one range. We set another one right here outside of this one range. We check this one range. Okay, again checking range one by one, everyone outside of the other one range. So that's the perfect way to trap for the healers, by checking the range of every black mine. Check the first one range, setting the second one outside of the first one range, checking the second one range, setting the third one outside of the second one range, and like this till you finish them. So right now I teached you how to perfectly beat the RC, then the healers, then set the black mine farm perfectly without like risking using the black mines close to each other, and one colon or one healers can pull all the black mine farm. So that's the perfect way to set the black mine farm. Right now we beated the RC, we beated the healers, and as well the army gonna fill into those traps that we are mainly set for the RC. That's a good boost for as well, because as you see, the same entries that RC gonna start from, the opposite side, the rotators is gonna came from. This means your traps won't be wasted. It's gonna be as well defending the army of the attacker, and we're gonna just using. Hey guys, unfortunately, I lost my recording on the Tesla point, but as we mentioned earlier, we perfectly beat the RC, then the healers, then I teach you how to set the black mine farm perfectly, and when we decide to use it or not. And right now, I'm gonna tell you the perfect use for the Teslas and the skeleton traps. For the skeleton traps, we are using the skeleton traps in the ground mode, not the air mode, because as I told you earlier, we don't give a fuck about any other strategy in this video. We're just trying to beat the rotators, full beat the rotators. So we are using the skeleton in the normal mode, which is the ground mode. So we're gonna check now the Tesla first. Some people using the Teslas like this, be outside of the compartment to make sure the RC gonna start from the user tower, walking to this Archer tower, and go outside following Tesla one by one. But we don't do this here for many reasons. First reason, if you set the traps right here and making the Teslas like this, the RC gonna go outside and avoid the whole traps. So our trap plan is fucked. So this doesn't make sense at all to use Teslas in same compartment that we set traps at. So we're gonna use the Teslas to beat another two compartments, which is here and here. But this as well, as I told you, no attacker gonna start from this compartment. So it's better to use the Teslas in another use, which is try to distract the army to go outside the base instead of staying inside the base. Like this. That's the perfect setup for the Tesla to try to distract the army. Okay, this way, what it means? Okay, this means the army, as we predicted, gonna start from this compartment and gonna walk into this expo, then follow into this pattern. So instead of the army going into the town hall, I want to force the army to go into this Teslas. And if you go for this Teslas, the army means gonna fall out to another two Teslas and go outside, which means the town hall gonna be fully isolated and unreachable with anything, with the RC or the army, and the heroes already will be outside. The queen will be outside with the king. So this means we're gonna successfully have a 1 star chance. That's not gonna work 100%, but it's still a chance to work. So I'm using every chance I have to try to beat the army. So right now we beat the RC, we beat the healers, we beat the army. We're going outside and we're gonna right now using two skeletons right here to delay the heroes from taking down the Teslas, because as you know, the queen and the king gonna be outside, which means they're gonna take down the Teslas, and we just wanna delay them 5-6 seconds till the army reach this compartment. Then they're gonna hit the Teslas and go outside. I don't want the heroes to take down the Teslas before the army reach this compartment and follow up the Teslas. So we use two to delay the heroes, and I'm gonna use the user two in front of the ricochet cannons, because as you know, as well as the heroes walking outside, they're gonna go into this ricochet cannon, and I want to delay the heroes and make them struggle hitting the skeletons, while the ricochet cannon and the multi inferno deal a crazy damage on them, which means we can minimize the value that heroes can get, and as well minimize the percent of the base on the base. So we can make sure the base gonna secure for us the best defense possible. And as you know, in every base I made, I always make sure to close the compartments like this, because most of the people not using wall breakers anymore, they are using rocket launch to funnel for their RC, including me. I'm using for normal wall breakers, but that's still risky. They might not open, they might die from small bomb, giant bomb, or even the expo or Archer tower can take them down before they open for the wall. So this means we're gonna waste the time for the attacker, and at the same time, might fuck has passed, and we make sure that as heroes won't get any value. So because you won't go inside the base, so make sure always try to close your bases. If you copy a base or build a base, try to close your compartments like here. Some people like to do a thick wall, which means like this, setting one wall inside and open one wall outside. But this is still not gonna waste the attacker time, because he might clean up, for example, right here or right here, and make sure his heroes go inside. That's not gonna waste his time. I prefer to close the walls perfectly, so we can waste the attacker time, and might, if the attacker successfully made it, and he at least gonna struggle to try to hit like 99 or 98. So every cup matter up. So we try to like to take advantage of everything. So this one wall can maybe help you to defense 99% against another hit or something. So I prefer my walls to be closed. Right now, I think I covered every aspect and every trick I know about how to build the Rotterdam's army. Let's review them again one by one. First of all, we need to choose a base where the RC entries are limited into two entries only, and we beat them, and we following up after we beat the RC. We need to predict where the army gonna came from as well. The army gonna be limited. The entries for the army gonna be limited as well. If you have only two entries for the RC, this means the entries for the army gonna be limited as well. So we can predict the most likely entry to come from, which is the upper side, and we start beating the healers perfectly. Then, as well as I told you, the traps want to be wasted, because if you trap it two sides for the RC, one for them will be for the RC, and the another one, the rotator is gonna fill on it. So you want waste any single trap right here. Every trap I set it right here, I make sure I'm gonna use it perfectly. Like no, not the RC, not the rotators, not the healers, gonna escape my traps. Even the heroes, every single trap right here, I set it perfectly, and we're gonna see in the replays after this part. We're gonna check together the replays and analyze every one of them, and check how the players performed, and if he filled in the traps or not, and how the traps affected the hit, and how the attacker tried to recover, and how far he can go after filling into the beat. And as you know, in the new kid mode, you just don't need to beat the whole things, but we try to like totally fuck the hit. As you focus it only on the road trader, we try to take everything possible down from this army. So right here, I hope guys you liked the video, and we're gonna move now to the third part, which is watching the replays together and analyze the base. And if you have any question, write in the comments. If you don't understand anything, write as well in the comments, and I'm gonna be happy to answer you. Okay, guys, that's the first replay of the defense log. So we can see right now the Vietnamese pusher, the Man United. Let's see what he's gonna do, if he's gonna fill into our beats or not, and if he did, how he's gonna follow up the hit. So let's start. Let's see where he's gonna drop for RC. Okay, he started dropping his RC from the place that we predict the traps to came from, which is starting to hit the wizard tower, then following up to the archer tower, then to the air defense, then hitting the crusher. This is a plan right now. So let's see how far he can success with it. Okay, he started eating the tornado. Okay, the giant bomb, another shot from the crusher. Okay, he's in a bad situation right now. Another giant bomb, another crusher. Oh shit. Okay, he's cooked. He's cooked. He's cooked. As you see right here, he lost his RC, he lost his splits. As a plan right now, it's just fucked up. He has no pass, and he has to deal with the crusher without any freeze or even RC to support the army. So what he's gonna do right now, I don't know, man. Let's start. We predicted to start the army from here, dropping the healers right here. So let's see if he's gonna do this. He's thinking right now about how to recover the shit. He's not gonna be able to recover anything, but let's see how he can deal with this. Okay, he dropped the heroes as we said right here, dropping the queen, then the king to tank for the queen as we expected. Okay, he dropped the ice, protect us as we said. Okay, coconuts. Oh shit. Okay, guys, as you see right here, as I told you earlier, he's gonna start dropping the coconuts and the healers from this side. Smart players gonna drop the coconuts first, then the healers. And what he did, he actually did what I said, dropped the cocoon, then the healers. He just dropped one healer, by he misclicked, but he was lucky he didn't drop all of them, because if he did, he will be fell into the perfect beat, and his healers will be fucked, and he almost gonna do like maybe a 0 star, not even 1 star. So as you see, the second beat worked, which is taking down the healers or the cocoons. Doesn't matter if we didn't take down the healers, it's okay. We take down the cocoons, which is means the black mine, which we set them right here, gonna be able to take down the healers down. So it's a win-win situation for us, and at the same time, the rest of the traps in this compartment that we set them for the RC, the army gonna eat them perfectly like a perfect meal. Let's check the hit, what he's gonna do. Okay, the crusher starting dealing the crazy hit with the spotter, with the town hall, with the multi gear. Man, that's the worst case I would like to be in. He ate everything. Okay, he had even the mini warden died. Okay, heroes outside walking, taking down the Tesla. He was just lucky, like the army didn't go outside to the Tesla. Okay, let's see. The healers, sorry, the black mine hitting the loans. But doesn't matter actually, because there is no RC inside, no queen inside. I don't think anything gonna hit the town hall. Okay, the rage tower and the poison tower activated right now. Man, this guy's cooked. Yeah, look at the skeletons right here that we said. they are hitting the king. King keep hitting them while the Ricochet cannot deal damage on the heroes. So as you see, this guy is beyond to the cooked. Nothing can save him. Okay, he dropped it. He has a small hope. Dropped the event troops to take down. He have some invis, but they aren't gonna do a shit. Nothing can save him. Okay, he's cooked, man. And that's the first defense, and we successfully eat the whole traps. He ate the traps of the healers. He ate the traps of the RC. He ate the traps of the army. He ate the traps of the heroes. Man, he seems like he was hungry. He was starving for the beat. So let's move for the second replay. Okay, guys, let's just check the second defense right here from for Mohsen. This guy, Iranian Busher, known since Town Hall 14 or 15. Once I started looking at the Legend League leaderboard, he was there. So he's known to be old guy, old known Busher. So let's see what he gonna do. We can see right here he has a log launcher, so he made the log launcher plan. But if he gonna do log launcher plan, he's gonna fill into the perfect beat as well. He's gonna be forced to start as a RC from this wizard tower. Okay, he started with this. Let's see how he's gonna eat the beat. Okay, first giant bomb, following up by second giant bomb and tornado, one crusher shot, third giant bomb, spring trap, another hit from the crusher, another giant bomb. Let's see, and the small bomb. Okay, let's see if we can take the mono and this crusher. Okay, okay, crusher hit. Okay, I think he's gonna lose the RC ability. Okay, he did lose the RC ability, and I don't think he's gonna take the mono down. Okay, he take the mono down because he lost the RC ability. So we already forced him to lose the RC ability. Unlikely he didn't lose the fox, but he still lost a lot of his bells and the RC ability. That's a huge. He's using the log launcher method. Unfortunately, he's gonna not fill onto the healer beat because the log launcher, but still he's gonna face the black mine entry, black mine farm. So as you see right here, the log launcher died through the gear, and as you see the army eating the holy traps that we set for the RC, looking crazy strong. The queen started hitting the town hall. He likely the RC didn't go bolt fast, but we're still looking good right here. Okay, the healers taken down one by one. As you see, he has nothing left. The black mine took down all the healers. This guy, he has healers and army got whipped up. Okay, the rigid and the pressure compartment started hitting down the RC and the warden. Yeah, he can't survive. And as you see, the traps that we set them for the king, the skeleton traps, start hitting the king, and the king starts struggling with them. And the ricochet cannon gonna successfully kill the king while he's struggling with the skeleton traps. And it's GG, man is cooked. He did a low percentage hit. Let's see how far he go. Okay, he get 77. That's good for him, to be honest, because with this pace, anything like above 2 star is very good. So let's move for the third hit and the final hit we're gonna show for the day. Okay, guys, and this third hit of the day. Let's see what is this guy gonna do. Of course, he's not gonna do the same entry. Okay, surprise, surprise, surprise. He did the same. This base looking like fried chicken with a butter melon for a starving guy. So this is the perfect beat for him to take him down, as you see right here. Okay, that's perfect. Hitting the whole traps down. Okay, he likely has Fox survived right here. In this scenario, this doesn't happen alone, but he spent a lot of invisibility spells to restrict his RC, so he couldn't take down the multi. That's a good success for us. He put the heroes outside as we mentioned earlier. Okay, he started the roots as we expected. Okay, the healers little bit. Okay. Let's see. Okay, we take down like, oh shit. Okay, one shot, just one shot. He was lucky. He just dropped his healers a little bit to the left. If he dropped them a little bit to the right, it will be a very easy beat. But he was just lucky guy. Had his healers survive, and unfortunately, the spotter didn't shoot them even. But it's still okay. The town hall once gonna shoot the army. The poison of the town hall gonna kill the healers, so it's not a big deal for us. Everything walking like a perfect beat, like he's eating the beat perfectly, as the previous two guys eating the beat as well. Okay, the rigid tower activated right now. I guess the healer's gonna go down through the poison. Okay, there is no healers right now, and the army getting cooked. Let's speed up the hit. The Guys, in the fourth hit of the day, we're gonna check Damon's Asha is Indian YouTuber and Bashar as well. Let's see what he can do. As you see right here, he started his RC from this side instead of going for the Wizard Tower. He decided to go for the Archer Tower, but it still doesn't matter because he's gonna end up falling into these traps because he aim always to take down the Crusher and the Mono. So as you see, his here almost lost the Fox. He's gonna lose it for sure after one Crusher shot, or he failed on the spring traps. Small bombs taking down the Fox. He even lost his RC ability right here. That's looking good. He's now going to be able to take down the Mono because he forced to use his RC ability, which means he lost the RC. He used his power to take down the Town Hall from the core. So he's going to struggle a little bit later. So right now, he's going to start as well, I predict, from this Wizard Tower. And he's gonna go for this builder hat. He dropped the queen right now. He's gonna drop the king in front of the queen to tank for the queen. So as you see right here, drop the rotas as we said. Okay. As you see right here, as we expected, every single hit came from our trapped area. He lost. He dropped the cocoons first, but he dropped the healers so quick, and this caused for him to lose 2 healers. Okay, and this very idle for us. He lost 2 healers, and the air defense right now gonna take one of them, and the black mine farm gonna take the rest of the healers. There are 2 healers left, I guess. The red mine farm gonna take them successfully, so that's very good for us. Let's see what he gonna do right here. Okay, first Kukulon goes down with the black mine. Okay, he's using healing tome instead of the normal tome, but this doesn't matter. He's gonna lose the healers. Okay, take one. Okay, only one left right now. One of the healers only alive. Poison popped up. Good, he's using Droots and Healing Tome. This likely for him, to be honest. He could recover some of his army. But this doesn't matter actually because he already got his healers down, taken down, and lost the RC ability. And right here, you're gonna see the skeleton gonna pop up to the king, and king gonna struggle for them. While the Ricochet Cannon gonna deal damage on the king with the king right here, with our king. So that's very good, to be honest. As we expected, everything, like every trap we set it perfectly placed, and the healers goes down, the road traders, and everything as we planned for it. So this was the last defense for today. We got today 5 defense with the road traders against the road traders. Only 1 trouble by road traders. So we did a huge success by beating every single road trader hit. And as you see in the 4 hits we showed in the replays today, that the 4 hits came from the same placement of the traps. Like no one goes from another side. As I told you, they came from every single side I beat it, they came from it. And we successfully beated the Make the Space masterclass against the Road Riders. So we are now at the end of the video, guys, and I hope you guys liked the video. And don't forget to subscribe for my channel because most of my viewers are not subscribed. And share it for your friends to help them to improve their defense and find the best ways to defend Road Riders. And the best in the in the description, sorry. So make sure to copy the best and use it. And I hope I don't face it and fail again on it. So thank you for watching, guys. See you later.